Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another video. Pochettino, here we go. It was confirmed last night that Pochettino will be signing a contract until 2026, a 3-year contract. In the late hours of last night, when everybody had shut themselves down, looked forward to the following day, because of course the result yesterday was a downer. It was something where recovery was needed, some sort of therapy potentially, just some sort of switching off and removing of yourself from the sport. And then that's when Chelsea decide that, yeah, we're going to start leaking that information now. You guys can start running that info. We're going to start letting people know that Pochettino is done. And it's so nice. It's so nice to know, because you know me, I've been here from the get-go, from the very beginning. When Nagelsmann, when Enrique, when all these other names were floating about, I told you my preference was Poch. And you know, it all started off with a managerial defense case, you know what I mean, for his CV, and then it turned into some sort of plead and some sort of campaign for him to be the next manager. And here we are to stand tall and tell the tale. Pochettino has and will arrive. Now, it's going to be interesting because obviously the clubs still have to officially announce it, but we have enough details to run this video and run this topic. Now, Pochettino comes in, his coaches will come in as well. It's very clear that there was a lot of back and forth between him and Todd Boehly, which reportedly Todd Boehly admires that, and he likes the fact that Pochettino had some rebuffals and had some points to put across to him in terms of, I want this, I need that, I need this, what are you going to do here, what are you going to do there? I'm not just going to just walk in and just, you know, buy all of the info that you're giving me and all of the propaganda that you're giving me about this long-term vision without some rubber stamped sort of, you know, I need some clear clarity on this. And that's what we've apparently hopefully got with this agreement. Now, a 3-year contract, first of all, is perfect. I think it's perfect. It's not a 5, it's not a 6, it's not too long. It's not an amortized contract. It's not a criminal contract, as they call it, like an Enzo contract, an 8-9-year contract. It's normal. It's concise, it's condensed, it's calm. It's a calm contract of, we have a short-term, medium, and long-term goal. First of all, that first year, get us back into the top 4. Get us a cup win. That second year, now that youth development has really started to kick in, now that we're starting to see that those player improvements over the course of a season, those chemistries, those understandings, hopefully some continuity, hopefully some leadership. This team really needs it. Thankfully, Thiago Silva's staying. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And then in that third year, you know, second year, we're looking for, can you progress us now? Can you start to challenge? And that third year, for me, you need to be knocking on the door and at least going for the win itself. That's a nice upward trajectory to go and follow. We have no Europe next year and so on. And obviously those coefficient points are very vital, of course, because we could be seeing 5 places in this country for the Champions League. So we don't need to make top 4, make top 5. We can make top 5 next season potentially and get Champions League qualification if those European teams perform well in their respective competitions. Villa, Tottenham, Man United, Liverpool, all these guys that will qualify for Europe in some capacity, maybe Brighton. So for us, we just need to handle our business at home on this very British Isles. And I'm sure, hopefully, with Pochettino in charge, we're going to get that done. The summer is incredibly important, as I've already articulated many a time on this channel. Now, 2026, like I said, so that's all cool. To the side, nice contract. We've seen links, and apparently his targets, according to reporters, chief writers, are Declan Rice, are Martinez, the goalkeeper from Atletico, McAllister from Brighton, and of course, you know, we're talking about Lautaro Martinez as well. So Martinez from Aston Villa and Lautaro Martinez, both Argentines. It clearly is a running theme. Now, I am interested because the goalkeeper, cool, I understand. We've also been tracking Onana, so there's clearly a couple of targets there. We're going to go through these targets in depth in terms of a proper report in a future video. Lautaro Martinez is an interesting one because we've already got Nkunku coming in. Both are used to playing in a front 2 system, but reportedly Poch wants to also have a conversation with Lukaku. I'm not a fan of it. I've made myself clear on that, but that conversation is coming. He's coming back for pre-season, or he's coming back to this team in the summer to be in and amongst the proceedings of things. That's another player that's used to playing the 2-striker system. So we've been kind of, and Felix, how could I forget? Another player that plays second striker just off the forward, and Bowie wants to potentially keep him. So there's a lot of congestion here is what I'm hearing. And there's only 2 that are going to win in my opinion, and 2 are going to lose. So we'll talk about that in a future video, but those 4 cannot coexist, and they shall not, and they better not, because that would be overkill and foolish beyond all belief. So It's not going to happen, but those are the 4 names, most likely maybe, to be at this club next season, according to rumours and reports. And that needs to be condensed down to 2 max. So we're gonna be getting into that, of course. Declan Rice has been a long-term target. That's always been reported from every single manager. We go from manager to manager to manager. Price point is interesting. Comparisons with other targets like Lavia and Caicedo are interesting. We'll get to that. And McAllister, again, another player in that position, has also been mentioned. And he's a very, very good footballer. But it's all dependent on what Poch needs and what he feels like, what attributes are absolutely vital in that area. So we're going to get to that. And of course, Mason Mount as well. He'll be looking to try and persuade him to stay. That's also reported. No surprise to that whatsoever. So it's good to see that there's a welcoming for this manager, in terms of, it seems like the fan base is starting to understand that, yeah, this is happening and we kind of need to get behind him, because this is the first serious manager, in my opinion, that's come through the door since Thomas Tuchel. This is the first time that a manager has actually ticked a lot of boxes in terms of youth development, in terms of trying to play the right way, in terms of actually having experience at the top level. And yes, as I already debunked in a previous video, a winning mentality. Whether you like it or not, he has it. And hopefully he can demonstrate it here. So there's a lot of outside factors that will be dependent on how well he does, of course, but he at the helm, I am confident in, and I'm very excited about. The critical thing here is that reportedly as well, he won't be in the stands for the remaining matches. I see it as a mental health thing. I'm not gonna lie. If he doesn't want to be there in person, I could understand. You know, you look at them sour, sad faces at Stamford Bridge in recent weeks and months. Every time they go to a game and they turn up at that stadium, they're just left heartbroken. They're left looking down at their shoes and wondering why did they take them steps into the stadium. So I'm not really gonna lie to you. Mental health matters, and if he doesn't want to be there in person for this Frankie Lampard ball, I'm not gonna begrudge it. I'm not gonna lie to you. We are yet to win a game at home under this manager. We've won that 1 game away. We're probably not going to win at home against Newcastle. That's the only home game we got left. We got obviously trips to Manchester as well against City and United. Yeah, you can watch it on TV. It's fine. You can get it. It's no problem. You can watch it on TV. You'll see the same thing I'm seeing. You'll see the same thing everybody's seeing, which is a disaster. I'm glad that he's coming in with 3 games to go, in terms of he will be officially announced. His coaches will be officially announced. Everybody will be able to exchange numbers, WhatsApp groups, texts, and we can start to actually talk. And that is the key here, is that he is getting to work straight away. I know he's not going to be in the dugout, but do not rest assured. You know, this guy is not going to be announced and then go on holiday and then go jet skiing and then go, you know, paragliding. No. This guy is going to be announced and get to work immediately, in terms of reshaping, restructuring and planning for that team in the summer, and who's staying, who's going, and having those conversations behind the scenes. So that's fantastic. And that's all I need. I don't need him in the dugout to manage these last 3 games where we're most likely going to be holding corn. Let Frank Lampard handle that. Let him hold that. Obviously, they're going to be working alongside each other behind the scenes to converse and to digress what has been going on and to talk about it and let it all out, therapy and whatnot. So that's all good. It seems like Todd Boehly has also been understanding some of his mistakes, and, you know, that's good. Reflection is key. Like I said, I'm not angry. I'm just looking for improvement. Some learning is key, and obviously in the future we don't replicate those mistakes. Sacking Tuchel may be too early, even if it was never going to work out. Reportedly, you know, it was never going to work out long term, but probably should not have pressed that fire button so early and then hastily hired Potter and put yourself in a precarious position there on a long-term contract with a lot of money spent for that release clause. Hey, we live and we learn. Sporting director obviously didn't come through in Michael Edwards, so that means he had to go to Barcelona and have those wonderful meals. You're not going to be doing that this summer. As I already spoke about in a previous video this week, you do not need to be having any wonderful meals. In fact, you're only meant to have 3 meals a day. And funnily enough, we only need 3, maybe 4 signings. So you don't need to overeat. You don't need to overspend. You don't need to go crazy. Kante is injured again. That will maybe become a conversation of maybe needing 2 midfielders instead of 1. I also want to know what outgoings are happening in midfield before I start to get too crazy on that front, because obviously you have Andre Santos and I still want Carney to be part of the first team. But Kante is not reliable fitness-wise, and that was seen again with that groin injury yesterday. So there's a lot to unpack there as well. But like I said, we don't need to be going for too many wonderful meals, and most importantly, you do not need to be going for those wonderful meals. You can send your team that you hired in place to deal with these situations and to scout and to, you know, close the deals and whatnot. You just need to just sign on the dotted line. That's what you have to do. It's very easy now for you, my friend, and I'm looking forward to that. So yes, that's basically everything that's going on at the moment. It's great to see this appointment, I'm not gonna lie. I am very excited. I can't wait for the season to end, more than you can believe, guys. The season's nearly over. The games are not coming thick and fast. There's just 3 games left. And once it's all said and done, the summer will be upon us. And to be honest, the gap between the Champions League final and pre-season starting is not really that long. Not to mention the transfer window opens on the Champions League final as well. We ain't really got much time to mess around. So let's not. We need to get straight down to business immediately and get ready, because we got a lot of players coming back. And like I said, trim down that squad. It needs to be a 0 on both sides. And a 0 on the top as well, actually. You know, just bald, completely skinhead. I don't need to see many players here next season. I'm not gonna lie. Condense and bring that squad right down, and actually give the players some big responsibility. You know, let them know that, yeah, you are very important to us next season. Yeah, you are. There's not many players, are there? You know, you're not gonna get to be this rotational option that comes in, comes out, inconsistent. You know, no, please step up. I dare you, because if you don't, you know what will happen next season. Do you know what I mean? So this is your opportunity. So, and obviously Thiago Silva, big shout out to the man them at the bridge that held up that banner, and it must have been beautiful for him. It looks like he was staying regardless. He did sign a contract extension. Bella come and confirm as well for us, to let us know that, you know, the whole family is staying in London town. However, it's good to know that those rumors were washed and he won't be leaving. Listen, I gave him my blessings if he did, but it is good to know he's staying, because we do not have much leadership or much anything in this team right now. He is one of those guys that you can draw to for inspiration, that gives you consistency. And I do want Thiago Silva's minutes next season to drop down. I really do. I want those minutes to come right down. I want him to be able to sit in the stands with Bella and his family and enjoy the game, and enjoy a good 3-0 win at home to Bournemouth, and not have to worry about stepping foot on that pitch for those type of games. Come when you're absolutely needed. Come and drop masterclasses in the key games against the top players. And maybe you won't even be needed for those. Who knows? Badiashile and Fofana may just go to the moon, skyrocket in terms of form, in terms of partnership and understanding. And you can just sit there like a John Terry under a Conte winning title season. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Would that not be wonderful? Just let him stand on the bench in his tracksuit, bark a couple orders from the touchline. Obviously, you know, alongside Poch, and it will all be good, rosy. That would be wonderful. So reduced minutes, not so dependent on him, but good to have him around. Very important for the dressing room. We've already lost a lot of experienced key figures in Rudiger and Jorginho, etc. in recent months and years. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling good. I needed that. You needed that after what happened yesterday. And we move. Videos to come on positions and players and incomings in terms of what is perfect for Poch. But this is just a nice video to get out of the way and to know that it is done, and we can move swiftly, ferociously, and bombastically. And yeah, it's a good day, I'm not gonna lie. And Chelsea don't play, so it can't be ruined. In a bit, people. Big up your damn selves. Make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe. In a bit, people. Peace.